Hello everybody and welcome to Sin City Living. My name is Jason. I'll be bringing you today's episode, and this is the third one in our little group of three related towards dealing. And again, as we mentioned before, probably not going to do live rolls for our exclusive videos for our patrons. Likely going to show some of the drills that we used to teach when I taught this game. Some of the drills I used to have them do at the dealing school. So if you're curious about all the exclusive videos, go ahead and check the description of the video down below. And what we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about place bets and come bets and how they interact and how you deal with them. This comes up relatively often when you have come bettors on the table because it's almost a guarantee you're going to have place bettors. That's the most common bet. So typically you're going to have some people betting place bets, and then you may have a few come bettors. And what do? So the first thing is that you deal with the come bets themselves first. You deal with all the come bet players first. So even though we always pay with position one and work our way around, we're going to ignore these right now because they're place bets. Come bets are first. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go down the line. And player one and player two don't have any come bets. So player three is on for 15. That's it. They didn't have anything already winning. Now player six, does. They've got a $27 payout coming. And you notice when I pick it up, I don't pinch the bet. I make sure the odds and the flat bet stay separate. You also notice I don't leave two bets on the table at the same time. Because they have different contract bets, different flat bets, they're not in on and off situations. They are off for 27 and they are on for 10. Now that I have finished that up, now I'm going to move on and I'm going to pay my place bets. Place bets are fairly simple. So what I'm going to go over next is we're going to go over how they interact when you've got someone that is doing both place bets and come bets. Thank you everyone, by the way, for the coffees. Very, very appreciated. We've actually been hitting Dutch Brothers lately. There's one really close to us. So yeah, that's been our go-to. And of course the standard Starbucks. It seems to be everywhere I go, my grocery store, half the casinos. So now let's take a look when somebody has come bets and they already have a place bet. So the first mistake that I see is I will see a dealer, and this isn't super common, but I see it, is a dealer that will travel this come bet and then say, hey, how many odds do you want, and start paying their place bet. Why are you moving on to place bets? You're not done with the come bets. You still have more come bets to deal with. You know, and that's assuming there aren't any in here to pay also. But you still have at least one more come bet to deal with. So you're not moving on to their place bets yet. You're finishing the come bet. So they're on for 15. So now we go to the place bets. And by policy, by procedure, you take their place bet down and then you give them odds. Now somebody can specifically request to stay up, but the procedure does not call for you to default to keeping them up on their place bet. Now, this is one of those where as I pull their bet in, I'm probably going to say, hey, how many odds would you like over there? While I'm moving on to deal with this, because I'm hoping that they're going to answer me before I get to paying their bet. Because most likely, they have a $12 place bet. Most likely, I'm going to cut out 15 for $1, bring everything out, and then ask them how many odds, if they haven't already told me. Hopefully they've already told me, so I can just immediately give them their 15 odds, their 20 odds, whatever it may be. Okay? Especially if they say, I want 25 odds. Okay? Well, 12 pays 14, right? Well, if they want 25 odds, why would I cut out a whole stack of red, a whole bunch of red, just to bring that red over to the box so I can convert it into green? Why wouldn't I just pay 25 for 11, give them their dollar change, go with their odds, and move on? All right, keep moving on. This actually was originally intended to go over there. And keep moving on. It's quicker, it's more efficient, it gets their change right away. You don't have to go coloring anything up. It's already done. Now I move on, I pay the next player. Then I get to the fourth player who also had a come bet. And I asked them, hey, how many odds would you like? Now, 18 pays 21. And I don't want to immediately cut out any green because maybe they say, oh, I want 15 odds. Well, okay, I need to have my red. But what if they say, well, I want 30 odds? Well, 18 pays 21, so why not just pay 26, 4, 5, drop 5 with the box, drop my other 5 right there, so I have their 30 odds, and there we go. Got the 30 odds. I don't have to do any other conversions. I've got everything that I need right there in front of me, and done. Now there's one other thing that can come up with place bets and come bets at times, and it tends to happen mostly when you're dealing with table max. So let's say we're on a 3, 4, 5 table, okay? So we have, let's see here. We'll just do it this way. So we've had a couple of 8s rolls. So now we've got some come bets, another 8 rolls. And this first player is going to get paid $70. And they would come down. Now let's say they have a new come bet. So they would be in an off and on. Although they don't even need that. They can put the point. So they can just say, keep me up. Keep me there. They can put the point. So they wouldn't even need the new come bet. They could come off and then come right back on. It's allowed. But we'll just say they have a new one there. So it's just an automatic off and on situation, right? So we finish everything up. And we haven't moved the dice yet. And this player says, hey, I want to place the 8 for 60. We call it double parking, and of course they can. They absolutely can. Why? Because they're already at table max here. They can't do any higher in odds. Now, yes, they could increase their flat bet and then thus increase their odds. That would certainly be allowed. But in general, for most numbers, until you're at 10 times odds, it actually makes more sense to do a place bet. The equivalent dollar amount is going to pay you more than it would if you did part flat bet, part odds. So they can do the double parking. Now, if they are double parked, how would we deal with this? Let's say an 8 rolls right now. Okay? Let's say an 8 rolls right now. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is you're off and on for 70. Then I'm going to go to the next player. You were off for 105. Now I go back and I deal with the place bets. I don't pay this and that at the same time. I pay my come bets first, all the players' come bets, then I go around and I start doing the place bets. You always stick to your procedure, you always stick to your order of operations. Don't change anything. That's where mistakes happen. So I hope you guys find this interesting, illuminating, enlightening, or at least just plain fun, all the usual. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Hope you guys are having a great week. We will catch you guys next time. Bye now. Thank you everybody for watching today's video, and as promised, a little bit more detail on things that we are working on. So again, we want to continue trying to expand the channel. We're really hoping to be able to add roulette as soon as possible, and then some video keno, video slots, stuff along those lines. Unfortunately, it ate up almost all of our cash, paying off all of our bills during the month of January while we were down. And now that the holidays have ended, YouTube's payouts have dropped significantly. So we're kind of treading water here as far as all that goes. Do have a lot of things we want to add, though. Not just those things, those additional games, and hopefully some carnival games and such like that. But the live streams. The biggest problem right now with the live streams is with 3 jobs combined between the 2 of us, 4 if I include the 20 to 30 hours a week I'm putting into the YouTube channel. It's very, very difficult for me to have a day and time that I can commit to doing the live stream every single week, because we also have our very young child to take care of. But I'm trying to figure that out. I'm thinking it's probably going to end up being on Monday nights or Tuesday afternoons, or possibly both. I intend to do at least one live stream exclusively for our patrons, and then another one on the YouTube channel. So possibly both days. We also have a few other things that we really want to attempt to move forward on. I'm just running into either time or skill set issues. I do want to eventually have a website going for us. I did used to program websites over a decade ago. A lot of things have changed, and I just don't have that time. And not a whole lot of knowledge on the current state of building websites, hosting what sites can host, and how to build up the e-commerce stuff. So if anybody has any skill sets along those lines and would like to answer some questions or just help us out, shoot us an email, sincitylivingLV@gmail.com. Also, I really hope to be able to start adding some exclusive stuff from Sin City Living, logoed shirts, hats. I'm looking to get custom dice made, even custom layouts made, although those would be pretty expensive. But I know zero about e-commerce and drop shipping and anything along those lines. So if you have any skill or knowledge in that area, please email me. I would love to ask you some questions and see if you can answer a few to help me figure out how to get that going. Same thing with designing our logos. I had some logos designed, very, very small logos, unfortunately, not big enough to blow up to put on t-shirts and stuff like that. And again, I know I know nothing about logo design, graphic design, any kind of websites that could do it. I literally know nothing. So if you have any skill or knowledge in that area also, please email me, and you're willing to answer some questions, please email me and let me know. I'll admit I don't even know where to start as far as asking some questions, but I'm sure I'll ask a few, and that'll trigger a few more, so on and so forth. So yeah, there's that, and of course we do hope to continue to improve our AV setup, but I am an AV moron, so also right there, if you have any skill sets or knowledge in that area, please email me, and are willing to answer some questions. Please email me and let me know. We would love to help. Otherwise, again, thank you everybody for watching, and we're very excited to continue bringing you our videos. Bye now.